Hey guys, I haven't posted in a while, so I just want to show you what I've been up to, or what I've been consumed with. Here you see our riser. This is the house main supply. There's a pressure valve, that's correct. Goes to an elbow, and then it goes to your polyethylene pipe. So I had to do a couple things. What I did was I made a manifold to attach the air compressor with, because we were searching for a leak, and so I know where it comes into the house and I know where it comes out of the road. So check this out. So we excavated here. We found, I know that it's there, so that's not where the leak is, but because there's a French drain and some drainage here, I wanted to check it, but we had some water come in here, so I know there's a fitting there, because what they did was they ran basically their 100-foot coil ended right here, and so there's a splice from here to here, and I know that from a past leak. So I excavated that, shot vac that out so that it was dry, and then turned the water on. There was no leak. But if you see, every time I have to turn the water on and off, you're gonna see how far I have to go. So I wanted to see if it was here, and it wasn't here, so I looked here. This isn't wet, so I dug a hole there. It's not wet there, so I dug a hole there. It's not wet there, so I dug a trench there just to see where this it comes across, and I didn't find it there. So I said, okay, well, it's not wet, so it would be filling up with water. So I said, okay. So then we come up here, and then we say, well, it must be around here somewhere. So it's got to cross here. I mean, the house is there and the meter's there, so it's got to cross here. So we dug here, nothing. It's all dry, no luck. So then we started over here, and then we hit no luck. I did some test patches over here, no luck. And you're like, why didn't you just call a leak detection service? Because then they come out and they'll check your leak. And we were like, all right, we got a quote for $900 to come out, and then $300 an hour for the rest. So then I dug a test hole there because that was wet, and I was like, oh, they're sweaty. And I was like, oh, okay, so it must be like up here, right? So I'm gonna skip the end of the story here, and we're gonna trace you up here. So I said, well, there's a lot of water up here, mind you. Pacific Northwest, we've had non-stop rain. We've had the most rain in winter on record. Again, breaking more records. But so I checked here because there was water, but that's just surface water because it's wet. So checked there, then I checked there. No pipes. Then I checked here. Actually, I filled that one back in so I didn't trip, because every time you dig, you get a rock pile, and I didn't want to sprain my ankle. So I said, well, I did bring the dump truck up here, so I was like, maybe I squished a line. So I started here. No, dug all the way here. Yeah, all by hand, no excavator. Dug by here. Finally located it. I was like, yeah, bah. All right. So it was here. Well, it was actually coming down here, and then this tree, this cedar tree, actually had shifted it over. So where the sand starts, it actually dog-legged over to there, and then the existing line was here. And so it had bent it over and cracked, but the problem was that it was leaking, but it was leaking right down into the ditch. And then because of the ditch is right there, look, we get 41 acres of water. So our little leak didn't even register, so we didn't even know it was leaking. So I said, well, it's got to be up here somewhere, right? So I come up here, and I'm like, it's got to be up here. So I climb up this hill, and I said, well, so I go to the meter, because, you know, you're like, well, I know where one end is, and I know where the other end is, so let's find the middle. So all this, mind you, I had a sprained ankle the whole time, too. So I'm like, all right, cool, right? So I know where the meter is, and I was like, well, a couple of years ago we had a problem, and I had to get in here because they did it by homeowner, do-it-yourselfer, landlorder. So if you see, there's the original meter. The water district came out and put a new one on. Well, you see there's some cast iron there. Well, that one was connected to copper, so that failed when the land settled, like with it was like a combination of a little earthquake and then a real heavy snow that sat for a couple weeks. Anyway, so I filled all this in a couple years ago with sand so I can find it. So I excavated it back out, make sure it wasn't my screw up, my repair. No, it's good, right? So then I'm like, well, where the hell is it? So I come down here, and I'm just finding, like, there's a spot. So I dug that out. That's where it goes. Because, mind you, if there's a leak and there's the ditch, like, you're never gonna see it. It goes in the lake and it's gone. So basically, we're filling up the pond out there. A little there and a little there, because I'm trying to figure out, like, does it go left? Does it go right? So I put these stakes in so I could get down on the hill. And I'm like, all right, so there. This was a good one. A good day's worth of digging right there. So it's down there. And then there's one. Oh, finally found that. That was a good hole to dig too. And then, yeah, the chickens love it because they're getting worms all day long. There's a little bit of pipe. Burp, burp. Burp, burp. And then I got it here, and that's when I finally found it here. So I was able to get that figured out. And these guys are just happier than all get out, because they just follow me around. They're like, "You're feeding us worms?" And they're my mascots, I guess. So we get all this pipe. So I found this one and I was like, cool. So we'll put a valve. We're going to put a ball valve there. So basically I'm going to zone these so I can either put a spigot in later, but if there's ever a leak, I can cut this one off, not have to run all the way up the hill. Cut that one off, and then I know if there's a leak in zone 1 versus zone 2. So I don't know how they come under the road here, the driveway. So I said, well, all right. So I saw they did this ditch, right? And I'm like, no way they would run a ditch and a water main. What if it leaks? It just goes down the ditch. Yeah, no, they did. Not only did they put the drainage right there, the water main's right there. See it sticking up? I had to cut it, and they just there's a coupling here. They marked it with this iron, but this iron's been buried for like 20 years, so no one knows. So it just goes in there. It goes in that drainage ditch, and then this drainage ditch comes around, and our water main just feeds into this draining ditch, and then goes all the way down. And then guess what they did? They buried all this pipe for me to find, thinking, so I spent a day on that one, and another day on that one, thinking that I found the line. So that was awesome. So then it goes right into here, and then it goes down here, and then it goes down here. And all of our water, we just spent hundreds of dollars on, goes all the way down this line, comes all the way down. All because of a 99-cent fitting and two bands. And then look. Yeah. What's up now? So, anyway, I've been pretty busy tracking that. Obviously, I've been digging. My back's killing me. But it looks like today I might have succeeded. I don't want to jinx myself, but anyway, I guess the point of the story is don't bury your lines, and please don't run drainage and supply in the same trough. I mean, you should know better than to run sewer and main, and you should know better than to run electrical and water. But I mean, don't run your stormwater drainage and your main plumbing. It's just gonna, I mean, this should be common sense, but the thing about common sense is it's not so common. So anyway, y'all, we're gonna put this together, and then I'll get back to my other projects. See, the countertops going in. We got them templated. They're going in, and then I got a couple ideas for the other things, and the dump truck's coming up. And what else? I got a little update video on the origins that I was doing with my little background, and I'm gonna use the well house for that. And then so that's what I've been up to in a nutshell. Tried to keep it quick, tried to keep it under 10 minutes, and I tried to talk really fast. So if you didn't hear what I said, then sorry, you got slow ears. But anyway, y'all keep checking out for the updates to the rest of the projects, and I'm gonna get back to them. And let's cross our fingers and hope that this is actually where the last of the leaks are. All right, y'all, cheers.